I just got a professional bike fit using the latest technology that wasn't even available the last time I got a bike fit. And today, I'm gonna take you behind the scenes of it. I just got this new bike, so naturally I wanted to get a bike fit. The whole idea is to dial in your position so you're as aerodynamic as possible without sacrificing comfort.
Going to outer space.
So Gulf Coast, I didn't have the bike fit. So Rockford was the first time where I was like, oh, I feel a lot better on the run.
That's kind of the goal, like especially with triathlon. It's like, yeah, we're gonna make this fast and like perfect for you the best we can, but like you still gotta run after it. So technology that I'm using, what they've done is they take a ton of rider data and it gives us like a more specific range to get you in the best position.
This bike fit is a 10-step process, and the first step is a rider assessment interview where we went through how often I'm training, where my bike fitness is at right now, and what I want out of this bike.
You are competitive still, right?
Yeah.
We're not quite professional. We're pretty close though, right?
We're trying to get there,
Yeah.
but no, not yet.
What's your riding frequency look like?
Probably 10 to 14 hours right now.
Beautiful.
When I got my bike fit last year, my goal was just to finish the half Ironman distance, and I was biking 100 miles a week. And now I've basically doubled that weekly distance with hopes of qualifying for the 70.3 World Championships. At the beginning of rides, I'll feel like my right knee like popping a little bit.
Knees are linked in a lot with your quads.
Sure.
Your quad is like the driving force in your pedal stroke. If you're out of position, a lot can happen with that knee when it comes to getting on the bike too, doing things to warm up the muscles that attach to the knee and the ligaments so that everything flows.
Sure. Step 2 is the Cheeky Cheeks pressure mapping assessment.
So this is gonna measure that sit bone measurement or that ischial tuberosity. It's identified like 2 points kind of centrally located with your sit bones where it's coming down. So measuring the sit bone distance, 122 millimeters. Based on this chart, it's kind of saying like you're between a 143, 155 measurement. And like when you come in just like looking for a saddle, it'll be like, here's your measurement, here's all the specialized saddles that will fit your riding style and like your position. So that's pretty sweet.
That's really cool. Step 3 is the physical assessment. We took a look at my foot angulation and the arches of my feet. I guess I have moderate angulation on both my feet.
It's actually pretty common to have that angulation. Little bit of dead space right there on the inside.
Okay.
If we have to classify you, you're a medium arch.
Okay.
All day long. The goal is foot comfort and then also supporting your pedal stroke, because if your arches and the forefoot angulation that we just checked, if we're not supporting that, your knees will collapse in.
Makes sense.
Get IT pain and life's no fun.
For the next part of the physical assessment, we took a look at my ankles and pelvis alignment. It turns out my ankles are
Valgusly shifted inward.
What does valgusly mean?
Your ankle bone structure comes in a little bit. Your inner ankle shifts in a little bit.
Oh, okay. The last part of the physical assessment was testing my flexibility.
Little tight, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
We gotta work on that neck a little bit.
Yeah. And it's actually crazy how many measurements they take for a bike fit before I even get onto the bike.
I mean, both your legs are presenting the same length.
Okay.
Your right femur might be a touch longer.
Okay.
So flexibility is huge for bike fitting. Hamstrings are the driving force to let you go lower in your front position, which will dictate how much air you're taking in the front. Really what we focus on too, especially with triathlon, is your hip range of motion, your hip flexibility. So this is one you really, really want to stay on top of, is this hip flexibility. 128 degrees, that's phenomenal. How much buffer of hip flexibility we see on the table versus on the bike is gonna translate into like what distance you're racing for. If your hip flexibility on the table is 115 degrees and you're doing a full length Ironman distance, we're gonna wanna look for you to be like at 105 on the bike. You're not over impinging yourself and straining yourself to the point where you get off the run and then you can't run at all. All right, a couple new tests we're gonna do. Looking at their 3 points, your hips, your knees, and your ankles.
Okay.
Your hips are solid going down and up, so that's a good sign that you have good core stability.
Okay.
Knee, it's as you get a little lower, it started kicking in a little bit, totally normal. And then your ankle too just was kind of collapsing in a little bit, just very minor, but still notable. This whole thing kind of shows me how your body handles unilateral loading, which is what we do on the bike. Physical assessment's all done.
Cool.
Any changes with your shoes?
Yeah, I've got new shoes that I just bought recently. They're more like Aero, a little bit.
I'm just gonna have you throw them on. We'll get you
Okay.
on the bike and kind of take a look at everything, see where
Let's
it's
do
at.
Step 4 is making sure that my cleats are set up properly to optimize my power output on the bike.
Where your fifth metatarsal is out here. Then we're gonna go to the inside, find the first, right there.
So that's gonna help you decide where
So,
to put the...
like here's your first marker, here's your fifth. So you can see like you did good, like from the get, like you're in between. but we also have a lot of room where we can come back to line up with that 5th metatarsal, and that's just gonna give you so much more of a dynamic pedal stroke and really like take a lot of the unnecessary leverage out of the equation.
Okay. I love having more thought behind it than me just being like, oh, this is perfect. It's interesting how like such tiny changes makes large differences.
Bike fitting is a game of millimeters. Like I move a saddle like an inch or two and it's like the equivalent of like moving it a mile. How's that feel?
It feels better for sure.
Yeah.
Feels way smoother.
Yeah. It just makes the pedaling smoother, you know?
That's crazy how...
And all we did was move your cleat back.
Step 5 is putting these motion capture markers on me to get our baseline measurements of my setup, which will help determine if any adjustments need to be made, and if so, what they are.
So you kind of see soft here, coming down, rock hard right there. That's the end of his femoral head, and that's where that sticker goes. That's gonna give me the angle for setting the saddle height between each one of the sensors. Even though this thing's gonna spit out some wild information and crazy like data,
Yeah.
how you feel is the most important thing.
Sure.
We're not gonna get lost in the numbers. Probably the Whoop-de-doo too. I love Whoop.
Yeah.
I quit drinking because of Whoop.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like right now I'm just looking like your 5th, this outside metatarsal is in line with your pedal spindle there. So
Okay.
that's on both sides, that's good.
Cool. Hell yeah.
There's 4 series of cameras built into that bar. All these sensors have little LEDs built into them and it blinks fast, and those 4 cameras that are in there capture everything and then give us the data that we use to figure everything out.
That's so cool.
So first thing I'm gonna have you do is pedal away.
Okay.
And this is just, we gotta find that pedal spindle again so that the system knows. Live data, so just by you altering, you can kind of see how things move around. So go ahead and settle back down into your normal cadence and effort. All right, you can stop. All these numbers that we're starting with are related to your saddle position. We'll always start with your saddle and build from there. Everything's looking pretty good. This ankle angle at the bottom is the only one that's flagging yellow. Okay. And basically what that's saying at that 89 is that you should be a little bit more toe down.
Okay.
Not because of how you pedal, but because of how your saddle relates.
Okay.
So you're dropping your heel a little bit, maybe to find a little bit more extra extension in that pedal stroke.
Okay.
And that's just something we can fix by just potentially bumping your saddle up a touch. Looking at like the fore and aft of everything, you know, you're right in the middle of the range there, that looks great. And then at the top of the pedal stroke, you're not over flexing your knee, which is good. So all in all, not bad, man.
Sweet.
Quintana Roo did pretty good.
Sweet.
We'll make a couple little tweaks. I'm wondering too, like with having your cleats further forward, if a lot of these numbers are different before.
Interesting, yeah.
But that's all it does is taking that cleat movement, and that can kind of
cool.
So go ahead and pedal for me. We got to find the spindle on this side, and then we'll be all done. All right. So you already saw, and it's got it listed here. That's your right side. Those are all the same. The numbers you saw before. That was just scanning your left here. So with the way it's set up now from the previous fitting we've done, and then Quintana Roo and everything, like, how do you feel though? Do you think you could get a little more extension?
Probably.
Okay, because I'm thinking maybe we bump your saddle up a couple millimeters just to maybe find a hidden gem of extension and happiness.
For step 6, the first adjustment is always the saddle. He recommended that we move it up a couple millimeters, so we started there.
Hop on up, see how it feels.
Cool.
It changed your degree 3 whole degrees, essentially.
Really?
By 2 millimeters.
Okay.
Again, we don't care as much about the data as how did that feel to you pedaling?
The same, kind
The
of?
same?
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe like slightly that I was extending more, but...
You happy with that, or? It made the numbers happy.
Okay.
But if you're questioning it, that to me is like, let's split the difference and go down a millimeter or
Yeah.
2.
It feels different than what I'm used to. It doesn't necessarily feel better or worse. It's just, I feel like I'm used to having my saddle slightly lower.
We can leave it there, or we can bump it down 1. You tell me. What do you think?
Let's try bumping it down 1. 1 millimeter.
It's a game of millimeters. Look at that.
Fire.
Perfecto. Like you said, it just feels a little more normal, but also it's in a good working position to where we can lose all your sensors again.
It's crazy, like it definitely feels more comfortable 1 millimeter down.
Looking down, left, right, nice uniform,
Okay.
Everything's the same. For me, like the really influential factor in all of this is you were like, yeah, this feels solid.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. While we got you right here, if we were to blow this out, just take a look at where your bars are at and everything. It looks like it's showing that your hip angle is closed off. So at the top of the pedal stroke, how far forward you're leaning.
Okay.
Barely by like 1 degree. Back angle too is a little bit low. So basically it's saying that you're just a touch low basically with the front end.
Okay.
What I like to do though, it knows like where you measured and that's where it's setting up the range, but it doesn't know actually when you hold at the top and how it affects for the race distance that you're going with. So you remember what your hip measurement was? 130 degrees on one side and 128 on the other.
Okay.
So like right now, we're at 122 degrees.
Okay.
So that's gonna put you in a position to where, yeah, we're not at your range of motion.
Okay.
But that position wouldn't necessarily be as sustainable for a full Ironman distance. How do you feel though? Like, do you feel like it's low as you're pedaling here?
Like this is low?
Yeah, like the whole front of the bike.
Maybe a little bit.
Step 7 is adjusting the cockpit, or the front part of the bike. I had the 60mm spacer on, and we decided to try raising it a centimeter to see if it was more comfortable.
It's a centimeter higher, right?
Yep. How's that feel?
Feels good.
I like your back angle a lot better.
Okay. What's different about my back angle?
It just is more like neutral. It's not as arched.
Okay.
It's a little straighter. Feel a little easier on the hips.
Yeah. And we moved this up 1 centimeter. So this is a 70 millimeters versus
70 versus 60.
It definitely feels a little more comfortable, I think.
So I'm just looking at your back angle in relation to how your femur goes down your leg.
Okay.
And that's how I find out that like kind of that hip angle. Yeah, you're at 110. You got plenty of room there.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig that. Any changes that like right off the bat, you're kind of like, I wish this were like a little bit different? Arm cups, those feel like they're in a good spot for you.
Yeah.
I like where they're at. You know, like we look at like the end of it, just kind of like grazing the front of your shoulder there. That's a good position.
Yeah.
How's the width? Like you feel like you can breathe okay?
I think so. Yeah.
Like you don't feel any tension up here, right?
No.
Step 8 is making sure I can actually see with the helmet on and that it's comfortable for me to look forward down the road.
Actually gonna get a more aerodynamic airflow.
Sure.
If your chin's up, it's gonna create tension in your neck and it's gonna catch more in the face. But can you see okay? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Step 9 is making sure my knees are tracking straight during the pedal stroke.
So it's pointing pretty straight forward.
Okay.
No natural rotation that wants to occur. Yeah. So you got a little bit of play side to side just to provide yourself a little bit of safety for your knees and everything. That angle that your body wants your foot to be pointing in matches up with the cleats.
Cool.
Right's a little bit more toed out. That's okay though.
Okay.
Go ahead and, yeah, this one actually has a little more outward toe to it.
Okay.
Which supports everything that's going on with your ankle structure and
Okay,
how
good.
everything's going.
Cool.
Go ahead and give me a little bit of pedal. I'm gonna watch from the front, see if we need to address the shoe with the wedge. Do we have it in your right shoe before?
I think so.
That's what I'm seeing. At the bottom of the pedal stroke, your knee kind of kicks in just a little bit.
Okay.
It's like when you get to that bottom and it's, you know, that 4-foot angulation just causing it ever so slightly to bounce in. I think that's why we went with the wedge last time. Because he has that 4-foot angulation where his big toe naturally rides higher than his little toe, you can see this side is a little bit thicker than that side, just to kind of support that. You'll see hopefully make it so his knee doesn't kind of kick in at the bottom of the pedal stroke there. Oh yeah. That's the ticket. You know, you got a little bit more angulation on that right side than the left, and the left one's a little happier, so.
Yeah. Cool.
What do you think?
I like it.
Feel good?
Yeah, it feels very good.
All right, man. I'll put it all back together.
Cool.
We'll measure it up, and if you want to change or do whatever you want to do,
Sweet. Awesome.
we're all done.
Sick.
And then the final step is locking in the position and recording all of the measurements, just in case I end up getting another bike in the future.
You can see it's drawing a line here.
That's cool. That's so cool. So this basically just allows me to have the measurements. So
Yep. Look at that. It draws your bike for you.
nice.
That's like all the data points it collected and like the measurements that I did. All the good contact points are there.
Cool.
So
That's awesome. that was the behind the scenes of a professional bike fit with my new bike. If you want to see behind the scenes of how I got this bike and a warehouse tour, you can click on this video right here. Thanks for watching.
Bumbunya kenapa merah-merah? Aku habis kerokan masuk angin kemarin-kemarin. Rolling itu apa rolling? Lebih. Ya. Des. Sini belum tak jalan. Ora ya. Medium. Medium follow. Follow ya. Ini break. Ini break ini sudah. istilah gantian kan sama-sama tukang cukur. Nah, tukang cukur ini kan kalian nggak tahu toh cukur jam berapa. Ya jam segini. Kalau udah closing kan baru. Sing dicukur aku lho bos iki apa? Ayo ora lembur bos. Iki sing dicukur aku ganti setuan cukur ala cukur piye to? Ora lembur wis tutup. Ya bener Mas ya. Iya, bener ya. Tukang cukur dicukur. Tukang cukur. Oke. Mereka aku terus data loh di suara aku kan nggak ada itu kan ya gue teknya sudah kabel bro RP ngono ya sudah kabel kan ya aduh ya tak pasalin makasih ya oke makasih teman-teman. Enggak luka ini ada rambutnya loh. Oh. Enggak luka ini lipat. Langsung upload gue. Bencet dong. Yup.
Halo, aku udah baru lihat. Lagi kepikiran liburan ya? Sama aku juga. Biasanya biar nggak bete pas flight, aku tuh ditemenin playlist over maker di Spotify Premium ya. Bisa dengerin tanpa internet. Isinya lagu-lagu
susu dengan model Sukoharjo. Kalau di sini pas zaman mondok sih budanya apa memang kita malah tetap. Iya. Nurana berapa banget? Tetap verifikasi apa? Potong gimana ini di Sukoharjo kak? Terus yang mau ganggu kemana? Ganggu orang kemana? Apa yang aneh-aneh? Cara cukupnya ya ini cepet iki soalnya langsung dicucuk iki ya nek wong ora kan secara ini kan alus-alus lho mereka langsung buat pola tipis terus ini langsung buat pola tipis toh pola nol dulu dulu komen. Cepat cara cukurnya.
Biasa, apa cepat-cepat banget, jadi banget.
Terus setengah lah, kan?
Aku madai, cepat. Akhirnya dari perlawanan siap. Kau tahu.
Spill si spray, waduh gue kebi pakai kep aku kotor nanti. Mau lah aku gak mau Rosyatnya dulu dong gitu kepala sangat bentur gitu. belum. Oh, sakit kepala karena bentur clipper. Ya, gaduk-gaduk biasa gitu. Terus pelangi clippernya gitu.
Orang tahu tahun dari itu.
Ini cai saiki cai nih anu mas, neng pabrik ciwi, pabrik mainan kerja neng kono mas. Sini pangkat wongnya mas, tiga kono pangkatnya kurang ngerti ya. Kadang wongnya yang jembrol aku mas, naik fitness semua ya. Lehermu geli karena kain, yo lehermu nggak pakai ini soalnya, sekolah bet. Nggak pakai ini, harus pakai tisu leher tuh. Singkat bet. Harusnya kamu pakai ini. Lah kamu syukurnya di mana itu kok nggak pakai tisu leher? Harusnya pakai tisu leher biar nggak geli. Mungkin itu ya bekasnya orang-orang itu tau. Jadi di lehermu ya gatel, nggak pakai tisu leher. Harusnya ya maksudnya biar kebersihan ya. Rambut tebal bagus nggak di maher? Ya tergantung loh lah rambutnya tipenya apa. Rambutnya rambutnya gelombang kurang panas. Bosnya maksudnya nyambung. Kuku lurus, rambutmu lurus, bagus nu pada nek komaher. Nek komaher ya tinggal bentuk asli polanya wae lho. Misalkan
Ya jangan yang lurus banget.
misalkan kan kono tebel bet, rambut tebel kan ape. Misalkan rambutmu basah atau kering atau posisi ke belakang kan nanti otomatis sebelah toh. Nah tinggal ikut belahan itu aja terus simpel. Nanti tinggal di rapiin kok atasnya sesuai keinginanmu. Tapi komaher itu memang agak panjang ya. Komaher sama kertan tuh agak panjang. Nah, rambutnya gelombang dia mas, pengen tak komaher. Tapi saranku lebih bagus cuplok soalnya kan kering loh, rambutnya tetap ngembang. Itu otomatis gitu. Kayak rambutnya gelombang atau ikal mesti keren, nomor 1 sih keren. Jadi ini harus dipaksa pakai potongan rambut sing jenis komaher, kayaknya kurang pas lah. Tapi kalau pakai tublok oke. Aku ngantuk banget sih maksudnya. Aku jigrak kan tergantung sing ukur ya mas. Ya misalkan sampingnya ditinggikan banget ya hancur mas. Jadi pengertian rambut jigrak ini sebenarnya nggak oleh nanggung ya. Misalkan ketinggian banget jigrak, kependekan banget ya mesti jigrak. Jadi ambil tengah-tengahnya. Nah caranya ini dibikin ngayunya ini di square ke samping. Nanti di blending pakai gunting sasa terus di CUC dikit. Dan nanti kan otomatis masih ada jigraknya toh. Nanti pakai sing trimmer tuh dari atas ke bawah. Udah bagus. Iya mas, undercut karo skin fade tuh hampir sama mas. Biasanya nggak ada sisa rambutnya di samping ini. Jadi mungkin ini terlalu banyak dibuang, you know? Terus rambutmu karena rambutnya atasnya terlalu lurus, nek turun otomatis ngayun. Dia nggak nempel otomatis. Harusnya itu walaupun undercut tapi disisain sedikit ini, jadi nggak semuanya kebuang. intinya tergantung yang nyukur ya, rambut lurus mau ada undercut dan lain-lain, tergantung yang nyukur. Kalau cukur nggak bisa ya nggak bisa.
Mana tukang cukurnya aja mas?
Jadi jamur biasanya tukang cukur ya, tukang cukur sing misalkan sampai minta saran, mas rambutku piye, padahal rambutmu kan lurus ya, lurus, tapi masih nggak bisa, mending nggak usah dipaksa, harusnya tukang cukur ilmunya kan udah di atasnya tukang cukur yang biasanya sampai datang kuwi. Lagi misalkan dia paham rambutnya sampai diseret, mending ke situ terus wae. Dia paham ya. Sopo meneh wi. Suwi sih saya ngantuk tak belah. Yo, bojomu ndelok wes. Bojomu kemana? Oh. Sini.
Wis diwae lho ya.
Bangga tak berbohong ya bener. Gak ada saingan. Iya masuk lah. Cukup tidak. Ini pengen kurang kenceng ya betul. Sini ya.
Go.
Mas kenapa ya nek masih ganteng itu jadi kembut? Ngawur ya sampean iku lho.
Nek masih ganteng, bapakku jadi kembut-kembut. Ya anu, sudah hukum alam. Sudah hukum alam ya.
Mas gak paham aku.
Jadi kembut-kembut yang kemana loh?
Wah, ambil turu aku mbah, gak maca komen.
Bahas itu.
Ambil muka.
Kembut-kembut yang gimana gitu? Yang ganteng yang dipotong ya?
Mia. Ada turu loh, tak juga. Nah,
Kita. Ya, ngantuk. Katanya kebun-kebun, ngantuk. Oh, Mia masih sekolah toh?
tembus kok, kebet abadmu. Bojomu ngomong kebet. Hai. Tenangin apa gue FF2
Tenangin saja.
Kamu tuh
Mas, tolong tenangin bebekku. Mana nak tenangin?
jadi aku lagi buta.
Canda guys. Ini udah diwis meninggi.
Kamu pernah minggu sebelumnya guys. Oh, sebelum betul.
Sebelum jam 10 bila ini
Kurang. Tidak bisa
dia
dia.
terlalu potong.
Morning, ini Mira. Mau kemana sih pagi-pagi? Hati-hati di jalan ya. Sambil aku temenin deh. Enaknya sih sambil dengerin laguku. Tanya.
Asam lambung ya, asam lambung ki ngundang asam lambung ki obatno sih. Berarti kok aku yang kurang
Di rumah maupun sibuk di jalan, musik
asam arang. Berarti rem.
premium, kamu bisa mendownload musik dengan kualitas tinggi.
Terus menepet masuk branding.
Di atas.
Kah.
Mas Mia pengen di panggung ini ya siapa tuh?
Mana? Kayak Mia. Oke, masuk. Masuk. Oke. Ya, siap. Siap. Ini Pak Yai. Nyai dan nyai. Sopo iki?
Mood. Lihat serbetnya jadi ingat video kayak adegan di OC. Oh, alek.
Nah, lagi ngawur ya tambah muni lek, turu lek.
Nyai kok jajal lanang kuwi.
Ini lanang, lek lanang. Beh,
Ya lanang kuwi jajal. Nyanyi kok. Ready.
Mas badanmu bagus ya. Bagus piye maksudnya? Lemu iki.